As Anesha T. Morton unlocks her keys for the highly secure Juvenile Services Center, we focus on the keys to how she's unlocked success throughout her life.
Because I had relatives who did not go down the correct path, and I used that for me personally as, okay, I do not want to go down that path.
She grew up in inner city Detroit, the Motor City, never knowing how far the engines of life would take her. One day, when a friend went to talk to a Navy recruiter, Anisha went too.
The only thing I knew about military was the Navy was in ships, the Air Force flew planes, the Marines and the Army was on the ground fighting.
A year later, at age 19, Anisha joined the Air Force, and the flight path of her life took off in ways she could have never known, starting in Las Vegas, then overseas to Greece.
I lived in Virginia, I lived in Korea, I lived in Turkey, I lived in Italy, I lived in Japan, I've lived in Germany.
She was also deployed to Iraq, where she worked in what's called detainee ops, which ultimately laid the groundwork for what she does now.
We housed insurgents, people suspected of bombing, and things of that nature in the Middle East.
She landed at Ellsworth in 2013. After nearly 21 years, she retired a master sergeant, a flight chief for more than 100 airmen. With her experience in Iraq, she went to work as a corrections officer at the Pennington County Jail before moving over to Juvenile Services in 2015. But Anisha is also a mother with a 6-year-old daughter she cherishes.
She's the belle of my life. She keeps me young.
Here at the JSC, she's now a field training officer, responsible for training newly assigned corrections officers. This is a place only for juveniles accused of or guilty of serious crimes, many of which are violent, including murder.
This is our holding cell if a juvenile comes in intoxicated.
Inside, a mat on a cement slab and a cement floor. Kids in trouble with potential to achieve so much more.
I just treat them as human beings, and I just let them know, you're not your past, you can come over this, but you have to want to do that.
Just as she is a mother to her own child, she believes these juveniles she works with have potential and knows one kind word she says, one kind action she takes might make a mighty big difference in changing a juvenile's life direction when they walk out of here.
No! Let them know it's going to be hard. You have to take it day by day and not week by week, day by day. Monday might be a good day, Tuesday might be an okay day, Wednesday and Thursday might be horrible, and Friday you might be feeling like giving up. But I just let them know on Saturday's a new day. Come with a new perspective.
Perspective is important. We asked for her perspective on recent protests, riots, and calls for change across the nation. Morton says the Black Lives Matter movement is not about looting or rioting. It's about equality and justice.
Okay, let me hear what you have to say. I don't experience it, but let me hear you, and then we can go on working that issue instead of trying to put one side against the other side.
Perhaps no surprise as a mother, as a world traveler. Having been where she's been and gone where she's gone, she advocates for communication, understanding, and positive potential.
You just have to have that open mind and, okay, let me see this other side. I don't know this culture. I don't know that culture. I don't know what they do. Let me have an open mind.
Serving in the military and now serving here at the JSC. A success in every arena and many different roles. But at the end of the day, one role stands out: being a mother.
For the future, my dream is to really, hopefully, leave this world better for my daughter.
And some would say she already has. One thing I really noticed about Anisha is her very positive outlook on life. If you met someone cool along the way, please call or email us to let us know. And from starting in the inner city of Detroit to guarding detainees in Iraq to her dedication helping kids make better choices, Anisha is living a fascinating life.
It looks that way, and I just absolutely love her message to the juveniles that, their past does not define them. Like, what they do is not who they are. And if they learn and do their time time, then they will persevere this life. Was there anything else that kind of stood out to you about her?
You know, really two things. First, her inner strength. She is so strong, but at the same time, you know inside she's got a soft heart. You can see it in that smile, her joy. It can really light up a room. And so the second thing is her positive attitude, because that attitude is contagious.